5 points, but Judge Marty of Switzerland made Udella win by 1 point, an opinion not shared by anybody else that I could find, and that includes the whole of the Udella camp. In the Magri...
And Charlie Magri, the champion, has come in for this European title defence exactly on the limit at 8 stone. He's 1 pound heavier than this tall Spanish challenger, Manuel Carrasco. These two, of course, have met before in Magri's 6th professional fight, and Carrasco took Magri the distance, lost on points. Carrasco is, in fact, 3 inches taller than Magri, and both of them are taller than the referee, Monsieur Orne of France. Unusual circumstances. Carrasco, southpaw, of course, leads with his right. Won't surprise Charlie this time, but it certainly did in their first fight, because the Spanish camp protested vehemently before the fight that their man was orthodox, and then when he came into the ring he turned out to be unorthodox. Carrasco is 24, a year older than Charlie. Magri, of course, won this European flyweight title in this ring on May the 1st this year. Won it from Franco Udella of Italy with a points win over 12 rounds. 12 rounds now, of course, being the official distance for European title fights. Used to be 15. Magri starts a hot favourite to win this, having already beaten the man. Looks to me as though Carrasco has let his hair grow a bit since last time. I don't remember him having a shock of hair like that. Carrasco has been well outpointed in this opening round. Well, that's a good, confident and competent start by 23-year-old Charlie Magri in his first defence. Since he won this European title, he's had 3 inside the distance wins in non-title fights. 15 fights Magri's had and 15 wins.
Seconds out, round 2.
Carrasco's had 21 pro fights, 16 wins, 1 draw, and 4 defeats. He's never been stopped, and in fact he claims never to have been put on the floor. Planting the punches precisely and efficiently without going mad. Really is banging them in from all angles and finding the target. And if he continues to fight like this, then this Seiko European Flyweight Championship will not go 12 rounds. Carrasco quite well covered up, and yet Magri is piercing the guard all the time. Slip. Really is an impressive piece of punching by Magri. Getting right through that high defence and then switching downstairs and getting through there as well. Second round. Charlie's got some new shoes on and they're slippery. Well, Carrasco will need all his durability to withstand this. He's got blood on his face. And Carrasco can do little more but stand there and take it. He's got a lot of blood now on his face, Carrasco. Coming from his nose, I think. Really is an astonishing round for Magri. He's picked every punch and planted it perfectly. And Carrasco's been able to do little more than cover up against it. End of the round coming up. Been one of the best rounds Magri's ever fought as a pro. He's torn the man's defences to shreds. What an amazing round. And Carrasco doesn't know what's hit him. Bleeding from the nose, battered all over the place. Tried to put up a guard, and Magri just found his way, almost contemptuously, right through it.
Second out, round 6.
Carrasco is beginning to use that southpaw lead a bit now, using his reach to keep Magri out of it. It's taken him a long time to get his senses back and get his boxing wits about him, but it's beginning to slightly nullify Magri's work, which he certainly wasn't doing at the start. But the long right lead now, just bothering Charlie a little bit.
Second out, round 7.
Well, you have to admire Carrasco, because the first 4 rounds of this fight must have been absolute hell for him. He couldn't have known what was going on. He was being hit from pillar to post. And he has a reputation, as I said earlier, for durability, and he's proved it tonight. And you might as well add courage to that list as well, because it takes courage to come through a battering like Magri gave him and still stand up there and doing a little better now. He's not winning anything, but he's not taking the hammering he was before. He's using his reach a bit, keeping Charlie away from him. And Magri is going to have to think up some different tactics now if he wants to repeat the success of those first 4 rounds. And as you can see, Carrasco gaining in confidence. The Spaniard's nose beginning to bleed badly again. Blood has come down onto his shoulder. for a moment, a little bit of needle, but then all forgiven. And another round for Magri, and another round, or another interval for Carrasco to have a bit of attention to that nose, which was damaged in the early moments of this fight and has given him trouble ever since.
Second out, round 9.
The referee would be justified, I think, to stop this on the grounds that Carrasco has no real chance of winning. He's miles behind. Again, an awful thumping from Magri. Seconds of this round remaining. Getting almost too painful to watch. People crying, "Stop it," behind me. And there's the bell to save Carrasco. The referee wasn't going to save him. And Magri gives him a little rub on the head, as much as to say, "You're a brave boy," and my word, he is.
Second round for the 12th and last round.
And Magri comes bouncing out, full of confidence for the 12th and final round, while Carrasco, this brave Spanish southpaw, comes out with his left eye almost shut now, and his nose a sorry mess, and yet the spirit is still willing. Magri hasn't lost a round. There can't be any possible doubt that Magri has made a successful first defence of this title in an overwhelming fashion against a very brave man. We're inside the last minute. And Magri putting in the big finish against as brave a man as you'll ever see in the ring, but simply not good enough. And Magri now within seconds of repeating his earlier win over Manuel Carrasco of Spain, and so successfully defending his European flyweight title. I wish it hadn't been so one-sided. All over. All that remains now is for the formality of announcing Magri the winner.
Magri, still unbeaten as a pro. Now that he's on the trail of a world title fight,